Hey, what's up guys, Lux here, bringing you a new video, and today we'll be taking a look at every LEGO Minecraft Minifigure Skin ever released by LEGO since its first introduction in 2014 to the time we're recording this. So yeah, I did one of these last year and I thought it'd be a good idea to, make an update video pretty much on what LEGO has released in this past year. So yeah, it should be a fun time. Along with the figure, we are also going to be taking a look at the set it came in and the year it first appeared in LEGO form. So should be a fun time. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, first off here, we're going to be taking a look at one character that you've probably seen quite a bit around if you've ever looked at a LEGO Minecraft set, and this is Steve. He made his debut in 2014 in the Cave set 211-13, and since then has been pretty much in every other LEGO Minecraft set. If you're familiar with Minecraft at all, you know that this is pretty much one of the flagship characters, and if you ever really picked up a LEGO Minecraft set or a few sets, I think it's pretty safe to say that you would have at least one of these guys laying around your collection. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job of representing Steve here into Lego form. Obviously the square head is the main thing that gives it away as a Minecraft figure, and I think it definitely works well here. Something that people have been complaining since day one is that actually Steve here is still missing dual molded arm printing to give him those sleeves that would make him that much more accurate to the game. But besides that, it's a pretty faithful recreation. It's not too hard to recreate like blocky characters and represented in LEGO, given that it's a blocky brand itself. The only detail you really get on the clothes is this front printing. Nothing else to see on the back. He comes with typical purple legs, but yeah, that's pretty much it for LEGO Steve. He's included in pretty much every other LEGO Minecraft set and will continue to be included in every LEGO Minecraft set till the end of time. So yeah, moving on. Next up here we have Steve's partner in crime in Alex. Now Alex came out actually in 2015 and first introduced in the Desert Outpost set 211-21, and similar to Steve, has pretty much been found in every other LEGO Minecraft set since her first debut. Similar to Steve, she is one of the flagship characters for Minecraft in general. She does have back printing, a little bit more printing than Steve. I like how her hair continues down, and besides that, pretty accurate all around, pretty faithful to her Minecraft counterpart, more so I would say than Steve, even though Steve is the more iconic of the two. But yeah, this was Alex. We all know her. You probably have one of these laying around as well if you've ever collected LEGO Minecraft. Moving on. Next up here we have one of 4 exclusive Minecraft skins included in the set, and that set is 853609 Minecraft Skin Pack 1. And this figure in particular, while it didn't really come with a name, is fairly widely regarded as Cyborg, at least that's what I call him. You can kind of get that from his torso printing. Has a little bit of gaps and a lot of metal looking parts to him, as well as the head is mostly gray, similar to a Cyborg being half human and half robot obviously. Sharing both those attributes gives him a little bit of that look. If you go over to the back, he has no printing whatsoever. All the printing is in the front, so well, that's a little bit disappointing about the back. He definitely does look good in the front. And yeah, that's overall it for this figure. Only came in one set. Moving on. Next up here we have the second figure including the exact same set. This is the Creeper skin. At least that's what this character most notably goes by. This is a very neat skin. In the back you can see no printing. Similar to the other main figure, this figure has a lot of good textures with the different shades of green from the head all the way down to his toes. I would argue better printing than the Creeper minifig itself has. I think it would definitely look better with that pixelated different shades of green all over it. But this figure does it justice and it looks really good. Obviously he's wearing a hood. The eyes and half of the mouth of the creeper is showing, and the robes all around are pretty good looking. But that's been the Creeper skin. Moving on. Next up here we have another character coming from the same exact set. This is the new player, or noob, or however you want to call him. Most people call him that because of his pork chop shirt. It does seem like an odd thing to wear. Side note, he also comes with a wood shovel in the set. All the other characters had like more advanced equipment, so that's why he gets a short in the stick, given that he's walking around with a wood tool. He has a pretty unique facial expression looking out to the side. No other LEGO Minecraft figure really has that. I'm definitely a big fan of that torso printing. The pants have pretty good detail as well. He even has a little bit of waist printing, similar to the Cyborg. But yeah, that's been the new player figure. Moving on. Next up here we have the Crewmate minifigure. Now again, I'm just giving these guys names. That's what he looks closest to. The jacket with the gold buttons definitely give him away as of a man of the seas. That's just my opinion at least. He's got no printing on the back, just like the other figures included in this set, and yeah, just an overall pretty good looking figure. Moving on. Next up here is the Golden Knight, and he came in set 853610. Minecraft Skin Pack 2 from 2016, the same year. And this, similar to the last pack, also came with 4 exclusive figures and had a pretty nice selection as well. So obviously there's great printing in the front leading all the way down to the toes, but in the back it is a little bit lackluster. That is pretty much the standards for these Minecraft Skin Pack figures, but this one in particular looks very nice. Obviously you got that knight helmet on, and the gold highlights on the silver armor makes it look that much better as well. Overall, great figure. Moving on. Next up here we got the flower girl. You can see that she has flower in her hair. That's where her name originates from, but she got some overalls on. It comes with some blushes on her cheeks. Not something you see quite often on these Minecraft figures. Again, no printing in the back. Very standard, very common to not have printing on the back on these skin pack figures, and definitely a very unique looking figure. Moving on. Next up here we got the Adventurer. He's got some blue jeans on, as well as that little bit of a brown vest. To me, he's fairly reminiscent to, something Indiana Jones would wear. Obviously, given that most of these Minecraft figures don't really come with hat accessories besides helmets, I feel like if LEGO did have the opportunity to give him one, he would indeed get an Indiana Jones hat. So he comes with a little bit of belt printing there as well, as you can see. Very detailed all around, at least from the front. And I like the white sleeves they give him, but moving on. Next up here we have another very cool looking figure from the set. This is a spaceman, at least that's what, some people refer him to, as well as myself. Other people call him washing machine. Other people call him whatever they want, but yeah, this is a very neat one. Definitely a very good standout. I love the colors they use with the bluish gray for his body. Then obviously those shades of light blue and dark blue to give him that spacesuit vibe around the body. Definitely very cool looking. Definitely a highlight for me, and I think many other people as well from Skin Pack 2. But yeah, that's been the spaceman. No printing in the back, unfortunately. I wish there'd been an exception for him, but again, very standard for those figures. Moving on. Next up here is the Green Guardian. This guy came in set 21143, the Skull Arena from 2018. The set doesn't officially give him an actual name. They just call him Skull Arena Player 1. I gave him the Green Guardian. Looks a little bit like a Cyborg, but I didn't want to refer to 2 different skins as a Cyborg. I think Green Guardian works here. This is a very cool figure as well. I love green, as some of you may know, and especially when it's used subtly. Like this one here, you can see the shades of green. It's used lightly but very effectively just to give that highlight coloring. For this figure, he does not come with back printing, something very common a few years back. That was Skull Arena Player 1, or the Green Guardian as I like to refer him as. Moving on. Next up here we have the Egyptian. At least that's what I refer to her as. Again, this comes from the same set 21145, the Skull Arena from 2018. The set labels her as Skull Arena Player 2, but I think the Egyptian works pretty well here. She's got a little bit of that headgear that is pretty reminiscent of Egyptians, and I think the black highlights on the eyes also are fairly reminiscent of that of like old art you would see on the wall of tombs and things like that. But it's a pretty good looking figure all around. I love the white to contrast the light blue they use for the body. Pretty cool all around. Obviously got a good amount of detailing. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a nice, unique figure to get in this set. That's it for these 2 figures. Moving on. Next up here we got the Dragon Slayer skin. She came in the End Battle set 21151 from 2019. This figure holds a special place in my heart. She definitely helped grow my channel, at least the set she came in. This is actually the only LEGO Minecraft skin that can be unlocked in game via a code that is found in a brick in the set itself, but that's besides the point. She's actually one of the first figures that they decided to do back printing, besides Alex of course, but like on unique skins. If we look at the back here, we got a very nice creeper face on the back of her satchel here. At least that's what it appears to be. She's got a little bit of printing in the legs there, so it doesn't look like plain old gray legs. Now, there's no real confirmation if it's a girl or a boy. She looks more like a girl to me. That's up to you guys to decide. But the set actually does name this figure the Dragon Slayer, so that I did not make up. But again, very cool skin. Moving on. Next up here, we have the Pirate from set 21152. The Pirate ship came out the same year as the Dragon Slayer skin. And again, similar to the Crewmate, this pirate has that blue jacket with those gold buttons. You can see there's just slightly muted in coloring, but you can still tell that he has it there. He comes with regular red legs, but the face print is the main part. You can see a bit of a beard on him as well as an eye patch, as pirates are pretty typically known for. He as well comes with back printing like I mentioned before. While not too insane, he's got a little bit of a rip in the back. On these newer figures, LEGO has definitely like stepped up the production just a bit, just a tad. Anyways, that's been the pirate figure. Pretty cool one to get. Pretty fitting to the set it comes in. Moving on. Next up here we have the Blacksmith from the Creeper Mine set 21155. Came out in 2019, similar to the past 2 we looked at. And she's looking pretty good. The legs are a little bit lacking, compared to other past Minecraft skins. She's got some overalls on, and in the back, like I mentioned before, they definitely do put a little more attention to detail. Nothing too insane. Definitely a very unique look with the goggles on the head print. But yeah, that's been the Blacksmith figure. This is actually the hardest unique skin to get from LEGO Minecraft, given that she comes in an $80 set. The other ones I showed off have come in cheaper sets, but yeah, just something else I thought I'd point out. Moving on. Next up here, we have a figure simply known as the Knight. He comes in the Pillager Outpost set 211.59 from 2020, and he's got a very neat look. He uses gunmetal green for his primary color on the body and legs. Definitely contrasts very well with the gold that they decided to use for the center chest piece as well as for the head. Looks very nice. You can see a little bit of chain detailing in between the gold printing and above the shield logo on the chest. He's got a little bit of a belt there, not printed on the waist unfortunately, but in the back we can see a little bit more printing, following a little bit of that chainmail look. And yeah, overall really nice figure. Definitely one of the better ones released in my opinion. Very happy to have this guy in my collection. Moving on. Next up here we have a very fun crossover figure from Ninjago actually. This is Kai, the red ninja. The more iconic of the ninja, at least in my opinion, but definitely in the start from Ninjago in those early seasons, if you ever watched that. He's very reminiscent of his ninja counterpart. He's got that red suit. You can see a little bit of the back printing. Typically he would hold his swords there, and the face under the mask you can see a little bit of that yellow skin tone that LEGO figures typically have. This holds true for the LEGO Ninjago figures from the TV show as well, and not to mention that the set officially calls this figure Kai. So it's a very fun figure all around. They've definitely been knocking it out of the park with these newer unique LEGO Minecraft figures. This is no exception. But that's in Kai from the Illager Raid set 211.60. Alright, moving on. Next up here we have one of four unique figures coming from one set, and that is the Redstone Battle set 211.63 from 2020 as well. This guy's name is Hal, and I think that name is pretty fitting, pretty simple. I can see this guy being called a Hal. He's got a very neat looking stash, some pretty alright chest printing there, with a little bit of gold highlights with the buttons and belt buckle. And in the back you can see a little bit more printing, not too much to look at there, nothing too special. And something to note is that this guy isn't actually from the Minecraft game necessarily. This is from Minecraft Dungeons. Obviously that doesn't make much of a difference. He still fits within the Minecraft theme. These other next three figures are going to be from that Minecraft Dungeons game. Anyways, moving on. Next up here we have Adrian coming from the same set, Redstone Battle set 211.63. Now originally when this set first came out, this figure was actually called Hedwig, but they made a change in the set's life cycle at some point. I guess maybe they ran into legal issues given that Hedwig is a Harry Potter character, the owl. Yes, it's the owl. I got flame on that when I actually did my review because I called this guy Hagrid instead, given that those names, in my head at least, sound very similar. She's called Adrian now. She's got some pink hair, pretty unique looking. She also has a primary green color to her clothes. A little bit of armor, it appears like, in the front, and in the back we can see a continuation of that. So yeah, pretty good figure all around. Had a very unique situation with its name changed within the same year, but yeah, that's been Hedwig, now known as Adrian. Moving on. Next up here we got Hex, coming from the same set. He's using dark blue along with a brown/orange look for his pants/ I assume armor on the bottom half of his torso there. If we look at the back, we can see a little bit more printing. We can see a little bit of his chest piece strapped on there over his typical dark blue clothes. A cool looking figure all around. That's been the Hex figure coming from the same set. Moving on. The last figure coming from the set is Valerie. She has some pretty bright red hair. She appears to be wearing a bit of a headband. You can see the hair make its way down to the torso printing. She also has some dark blue clothing along with some khaki pants from the looks of it, or at least some tan pants of some sort. We can see a little bit more printing in the back. And move back up to the front. Overall, it's a pretty good figure as well. Coming from the same set, Valerie, pretty nice, pretty nice. Moving on. Last up here we have the Beekeeper skin from set 211.65, the Bee Farm. This is from the most recent wave of LEGO Minecraft and the last wave from 2020. So it makes sense that we end off with her. She has a little bit of a bee pattern on her shirt. Continuing on to the back, pretty nice. If we take a look at the front again, we can see that she has some antennas on her head printing actually. And some brown pants, I guess, to continue on that bee look. And overall, it's a pretty nice figure. Nothing too insane. Very fitting for the set she comes in. And definitely a very fun and vibrant figure to add to the collection as well. So no complaints on here. Obviously I would have loved that they included some leg printing as well, but no big deal all around. A pretty decent fig. And the last one to showcase here. Alright guys, that is pretty much every LEGO Minecraft skin that they've released since 2014 all the way up to 2020. Definitely some cool new figures introduced in this past year. But yeah guys, that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be sure to make an update video next year when if we see new LEGO Minecraft minifigure skins. I'm sure we will next year in 2021. Fingers crossed we get some really good looking ones. But yeah, guys, if you enjoy, you know what to do. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what you would name some of these that really didn't come with a name in their set. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.